All right, JeWeL bowling fans, Josh Lewis here for another Tips and Trick Thursday. Last few weeks we talked about asymmetric versus symmetric bowling balls, the differences, when to use. This week we're going to get back to a little bit of a trick. We're going to focus in on ball speed. Not so much how you match ball speed to rev rate, but more looking at how do you modulate your ball speed. You need to throw a little faster, a little bit slower, depending on the condition. We're going to take a look at how you can easily do that and how you should not do that. So let's jump in. So where does your ball speed start? Everything starts in your approach. How fast the pace of your walk is to the foul line will dictate the kinetic energy or the energy of motion that the bowling ball has throughout your approach and then onto the lane. So how do you increase your ball speed? Option one, increase your foot speed. Decrease your ball speed, lower your foot speed. Take smaller, shorter steps, right? Move up on the approach. That's an easy way to change your ball speed, but it can also introduce problems when it comes to matching up your timing with your arm swing and now your adjusted foot speed. If you can't do that, try it in practice, but if you can't do it repeatedly, the other option is changing where the ball starts in your approach. The higher the ball starts in your approach, the more potential energy it has in your normal backswing. As you lower the ball in your approach, you lower the potential energy and thus the potential ball speed you're going to have in that approach. But that assumes you are not muscling the bowling ball in your arm swing. So let's take one quick second and talk about a natural pendulum swing. So what do we mean by a pendulum swing? It's a free arm swing. That means you're allowing the ball to literally freely swing from front to back without imparting any muscles or force on the ball, allowing potential energy to change into kinetic energy and then back to potential off your hand. We're going to illustrate that with a tennis ball on a string here. Imagine this is your arm swing. As I take back the ball will never go as high as where it starts. Try that again. Notice that I'm starting here. It will never go that high on the other side. Starting lower, lower swing. Higher, higher swing. That's the intent. Same principle when it comes to a bowling ball. The higher in your approach you start, where that ball starts, pendulum swing, higher the backswing, and therefore the more ball speed you're going to impart on the lane. Conversely, lower starting position with the bowling ball, lower ball swing, lower ball speed. You might ask, well, Josh, a pendulum swing is impacted by how I manipulate my elbow or my release, right? Short answer is no, it's not. Not much, at least. Regardless of how your elbow changes in a downswing or your cupping or uncupping for your release, the potential energy changing in the ball's starting position to the backswing and then on the downswing is not impacted. That speed and motion of the ball, you're not slowing the speed of your downswing because you are cupping or uncupping your wrist. You're matching the timing and the sequencing of those actions with the natural downswing. If you ever watch EJ Tackett or some of the high rev single with thumb bowlers, you'll notice that even when they cup and uncup their wrist, their downswing is not paused, it's not altered in any way. It's still a natural swing that they impart their wrist motion in at the very bottom. This does not only apply to bowlers that use their thumb. It also applies to the two-handed style as well. You ever notice Kyle Troop or Jason Belmonte or even Anthony Simonson, they will change the amount of backswing and shoulder turn when they want to impart more or less ball speed. More often than not, those guys manipulate ball speed using their feet, their legs. Faster foot speed, more ball speed, and vice versa. But that doesn't mean they don't also utilize backswing potential to further manipulate their ball speed. Things to consider. All right, well, that's going to do it for this week's Tips and Tricks Thursday. Remember, manipulating ball speed is really important, especially when you start leaving those corner pins or later in your week 9 or qualifying block. You need to get a little slower, get a little more inside. Higher the ball in your approach, higher the ball speed. Lower the ball speed. Change your foot speed if you can, but regardless, remember, You do not want to muscle your backswing, muscle your downswing at all. Natural pendulum bowling swing leads to more consistency, better accuracy, and overall better scores. So, as always, remember to like and subscribe to the JeWeL Bowling channel on YouTube, and we'll see you again next Thursday for another tips and tricks. Thanks.